Hello. Here is my final check-in, maybe my final check-in with The Wtr Dancer by Ta-Nehisi Coates. Um, Novel set in Slavery South, sort of an alternate universe where Hiram can teleport. Hiram Walker, born of a slave woman and a um, slave owning white man, can teleport, water dance. Um, and I say it might be not my final one because I finished the book. I listened to the last bit as I came as I biked home today. So this is chapter 29 to I think 34 really is the proper tracks, 29 to 34, and then we get the last little author's note and little the copyright stuff. But it's the ending is anticlimactic, in that I was being carried along with it up until this point, but it seemed to be, the whole kind of core of the story is like he couldn't remember his mother, like that had gotten ripped away from him. And we'd known that his mother had been sold by his father. Um, and indeed, in this section, it's like she decides that they're going to run. His aunt has been sold, and she's like, "We're going to be next." And she can't run across the water like her mother did. Um, so she takes him, and they run. They're heading for the swamp. They get caught by the Rylands, which is what the slave hunters are called, and they get brought back to like the jail. And father comes and he's hurt. It's like, why would you run? Just like, yeah, why would you run? That you basically enslaved me, by definition, rape me, um, and I'm your property. Why would I run? Um, and and his hurt transforms into rage, and he snatches Hiram away, takes him away, trades her for a horse. Uh, she's sold off and taken into the coffin, into the south, into the deeper south, into the maybe the west. I don't know if the west is also the south. Everyone seems to be going west. And he takes a cowrie shell necklace from his neck, and seems to take with it, it takes Hiram's memory. It's like he's so traumatized by losing his mother that it takes his memory, takes the cowrie shell. Hiram finds the cowrie shell when he goes through his father's stuff, and that's when the memory comes back to him. And it's only because of his what he wants to get done that he doesn't just immediately go down and kill his father, and he doesn't kill his father. Now, in this, Sophia, the woman that he's come to love, who has her own child of a his uncle, his uncle, his white uncle, decides that she doesn't want to leave. And I think I need to go back and check this, because it's like she doesn't want to leave because she doesn't want to give up her home. She doesn't want to give up the fight. I'm slightly confused there. But Athena, who he tells, it's like, hey, your one of your daughters did make it out alive. And Athena kind of goes, fuck you, fuck you. I had come to terms with everything, and now you tell me that A, one of my children is alive, and B, you tell me that all my other children are basically functionally dead, are gone, and I have to relive that again. Fuck me, fuck you. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to see you ever again. But then kind of comes around, and it's like, I'm going to take you to them, and I'm going to water death because I've got that access now. And indeed, he's had a little kind of trial run where doing a very small distance, he's able to do it. And so he takes Athena, and he relives this moment, the moment with his mother, with her name. And it's like, I remember her name. She was Rose. And, lives it and takes her and meets Harriet, kind of midway point or whatever. And Harriet takes her, and Harriet has got her daughter, Cammy, I think it is, with her. And so they're reunited, and he goes back. And it's sort of like, okay, it's like book one. I wouldn't be surprised if Ta-Nehisi Coates was maybe doing another one, but it's like, okay, that's book one. And they're now going to transform, because John Walker dies not too far after this, super far in debt. And but basically it's known that Karina, the one of the whites who is a part of the underground, who was going to marry Maynard before Hiram killed him by taking him in the water with him. She's got possession now of the entire estate, and so they turn it into another stay on the underground, and a training station and a way station, and they take out all the slaves that were there and send them north to friendly places, basically free them, and stock it with agents. And now they're going to go to work. And I mean, he says, and it's like, these people are not weapons to me. They are not tools. They're not freight. These are people that I care about, and that I will do whatever I can to save. And she says, oh, well, then I guess we'll just have to make sure that you're never put in a position where that has to happen. So it's just like, she is, I think, as they say, is like, she is a zealot. She is someone who, he says? He talks about the white people who are a part of the underground. And it's like they take it a personal affront that other whites are racist bags of shit who live on slavery. They take it as an affront against them. And it's not really about the slaves, the black people who are being brutalized and enslaved. It's about the affront that it is doing to them of their own sense of their own goodness. That that not all white people, basically, kind of that kind of a thing, which is an interesting insight. So she is a zealot, but she's not necessarily a zealot who really gives a fuck about the people that she's trying to free. She only cares about the cause and about how it's going to reflect on white people, which is interesting. And so that's where we end it, which is not really an ending in a way. It's like, it's the beginning. It's like, okay, now we're going to have more adventures in a way. Harriet Tubman has a long career and dies, I think, I should look her up, but I think she has a long career doing all this stuff. And it's like, you can see the same thing with Hiram Walker here. And yeah, it feels like a bit of it's like, yeah, he remembers his mother, what happened to her mother, and then he can walk. There's some good stops along the way here, though, that I really enjoyed. I have to think about it. I might even just listen to a couple of key chapters again, just to make sure I didn't miss something, because I feel like I missed something, or I'm missing something in the telling. And just like structurally, this feels like book one. It's like, is it supposed to be a book one? Because it feels like a book one, which, and not necessarily a book one with a punchy ending to it, you know. So yeah, that is The Wtr Dncr by Ta-Nehisi Coates. I might just check in with a little bit more on a couple of chapters. I will re-listen to a chapter or two. I'll re-listen to like half an hour chapter, so that's easy enough. Just to see if I can pluck out a little bit more from it, a little bit more. And I mean, maybe it just doesn't. It could also just be I'm a dull white Canadian dude, and it doesn't resonate for me as much as it would for someone else. Or I'm a poor listener. That could also be that. All right, I'm going to leave it there. More videos later.